About this conversation of healthcare and the cost, it's a lot affordable to give trans people the medications as it is opposed to not giving it to them because it exasperates the mental health. So why is it necessary and life affirming for you? Of course you can.
No, they go first.
Oh, you want them to go first? Okay.
What was coming to mind for me was definitely the history, first off, of like, for example, HRT, hormone replacement therapy. I think that it's very interesting that when we talk about HRT, it's so focused on trans people, and also even when you talk about the focus on trans youth, like people don't realize, well, when did media start talking about trans youth? And it's not until 2010. Actually, even the first law that was targeted towards trans youth was about like 2009, 2010 to 2011, right? And through that, I think it's really interesting, because especially when we talk to like our elder LGBT and like trans, and not even just elder, because sometimes you're not that old, right? But our older trans and LGBT counterparts, they think it's so easy for us today because we live in 2026. Like, what problems could you be facing? But honestly, I have so many experiences, but I think some of the most important ones is not even just me pursuing like gender affirming care, like HRT or various different surgeries, but just me receiving care. I don't have, well, technically I do, but I can't use my health insurance. And a big part of that is because I graduated right after I turned 17, and my parents, went to me out of the house. Because of this, my maternal mom, she works for the city of New York, and her health insurance, like I'm insured under that, right? But when I came back to the city and I was like, hey, I'm trying to use this insurance, well, it was a whole issue because she didn't want me to use the insurance to get anything that she considered trans. So I had to stop using the insurance because using it, I remember I went to go get a blood test because I hadn't gone to the doctor since I was 16. Doctor, dentist, anything, because my parents just didn't want to take me. And so I went to go get a blood test just because I was like, I never got my blood ran, I'm black, probably should look at that. And when I did, I realized it had exposed my address to her. So she showed up at my house, and it was a huge problem. And not just the problem of possibly exposing my confidential information of like my address, etc., to transphobic parents, because often we don't think of parents as like these people who would be so villainous to their kids, but I think it's important to point out a lot of the organizations that we have today, even in New York City, have been started from the murder of trans and queer youth. Even out in Queens, Generation Q was started because of the murder of Steen Fenrick back in 1999, which often many people don't know that a gay black teen was murdered in Queens in 1999 by his parents. And so, not just the danger of picturing exposing that information, but because they just put up the age that you get let go of your parents' health insurance, you can't be under it anymore, to 26. I just turned 24. So I remember being like 18, like, okay, I just gotta make it to 24, then I can get off of it and apply for Medicaid. But unfortunately, they pushed it up to 26. And Emblem Health has already blatantly said that since I'm not the authorized person on the account, I cannot remove myself. So I can't remove myself, I can't change my name, I can't do anything besides change your address. What that does is then when I go in for Medicare or Medicaid, even though I don't make over $16,000 a year, so everybody says, oh, well, you're perfect for, Medicaid or something, right? They say, well, you're already under an insurance. So I can't use the insurance I'm under in 2026, and I also can't get another one. So I feel like that's a problem that a lot of people don't realize, that 18 to 24-year-olds, even 17-year-olds that get thrown out of the house are dealing with right now in New York City.